I slept on this. I thought about this. It will not work.
Why?
There is no way they can even remotely think about winning a championship together.
Here's what I say before you go.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta stop the Luka hate. I gotta stop it.
You gotta stop it.
Yeah, I gotta stop
You gotta
it.
stop it.
Boy, I sure am glad y'all realize when y'all are actually hating unnecessarily. I'm listening, Keyshawn.
In my blood, I gotta just.
You gotta stop.
Okay.
He
that's
got me.
big of you.
He got me.
That's big.
No, he got me, but he gotta win a championship.
Oh, if Luka and Kyrie actually win the finals, y'all go ahead and start penning y'all apology letters right now, because y'all are going hard on them boys.
Listen, I got to say this real quick. Luka got me. After he hit the shot on Gobert, then he's telling Gobert, you can't guard me in not so many words. And then he turns to the crowd and says, go home, bitches. You know, that's what he yelled to the crowd.
Cold-blooded killer activities, Luka.
Really?
He said he was speaking in what's the language?
Slovenian.
Slovenian, though.
Yes.
He said
I
he
missed
was
that.
All right, but that's this guy.
Interesting to me just how much can change over the course of a year, huh? Skip Bayless, notoriously one of Luka Doncic's biggest haters in the entire national media, has had a change of heart. And it's because Luka Doncic's prowess on that basketball court just simply cannot be denied. You would have to be deaf and blind not to be able to see and hear the intensity that Luka Doncic brings on the court. You see, ladies and gentlemen, this is actually damn impressive. Luka Doncic may be the first athlete in years that has forced national media talking heads to change their tune so damn quickly. Keyshawn Johnson went from being a caricature of an NBA analyst in favor of hating on Luka Doncic to having to finally admit the truth. He knew what he was doing, and he knew the further he went down this road, the more credibility he would lose, and that's what true greatness really is. True greatness is undeniable. True greatness makes people look foolish when they try to say otherwise. And Luka Doncic, with the help of his late-game heroics against the Minnesota Timberwolves, has finally ascended to a point to where he honestly cannot be denied. Those questions about whether or not his play style can lead his team to an NBA Finals, those questions are done. Those comparisons with James Harden, just because they have a similar foul drawing style and they both kind of played at their own pace when James Harden was in his prime, those comparisons need to be done. There's a major difference between who Luka Doncic is in the playoffs and what prime James Harden was in the playoffs. And that is, Luka Doncic is a winner. And Luka Doncic is a cold-blooded killer. Throughout this entire playoff run, Luka chose the most important game of the entire playoffs for him to have his second best game of the entire playoffs as it pertains to plus minus. The only other game in which he performed better than the one he did in the closeout game against the Minnesota Timberwolves was in Game 5 of the LA Clippers series in the first round. It's just amazing to me that if you look at Luka Doncic and what he actually accomplished in this series against the #1 rated defensive efficiency team in the entire league, Luka and Kyrie just dismantled the number 12th, number 11th, and the #1 ranked defenses in the entire NBA en route to their NBA Finals berth. And Luka, man, Luka chose the best time to have a masterclass of a game and come out and immediately set the tone. He killed those dudes' spirits. By the time that third three went down in the first quarter, you could literally see Anthony Edwards' shoulder dropping because he understood at that moment there was nothing the Minnesota Timberwolves were going to be able to do with Luka Doncic. I don't care what you say, there is not a single defender in the NBA that can stand toe-to-toe with Luka Doncic and throw him off of his game. You could throw a bigger guy on him like a Kyle Anderson. You could throw a smaller guy on him. It does not matter. Luka Doncic is going to Luka Doncic. And the same way he's exposing defenses, he's completely exposed the national media. Almost across the board, everyone in the media right now, outside of a couple of talking heads, the Nick Wrights of the world, the Tim Leglers, Everyone in the media are absolutely scrambling because everyone was ready to anoint guys like an Ant-Man or a Jason Tatum or a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Everyone was ready to anoint these guys as the next faces of the league and call them the next best thing since sliced bread. And Luka put all that stuff on pause and let them know, like, hey, I'm only 25 years old. I am going to have a lot to say about who's running this league. Luka just proved as long as he gets a good running mate, he's going to be money, bro. When he had Jalen Brunson, he went to the Western Conference Finals, only undone by the championship Golden State Warriors. When he got another running mate, the first full season he had this man, he's back in the Western Conference Finals, and this time he's on his way to the NBA Finals. Something that no one thought was in the cards for Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, but these dudes just made everyone have to eat a massive pile of crow. Stephen A. Smiths, to Kendrick Perkins, everybody that was on Inside the NBA, even though the Mavericks were up 3-0, continuously making excuses for the Minnesota Timberwolves, not talking about what the Mavericks did right, but talking about what the other teams just didn't do for some reason. Everyone has disrespected the Dallas Mavericks. Man, what is going on? The game is not even over yet and they already hating on the Mavericks. They already talking about how they gonna get beat by the Celtics and the Mavericks gotta guard this and they gonna have to do this and it's gonna be a tough. Bro, can we celebrate going to the finals for the first time since 2011? God damn! Oh no, we gotta get in the lab. I don't know if it's some type of trendy thing to hate on Dallas sports teams in the national media, but it seems like it's a trend. If you just watch and sit back and listen to how things are covered, Dallas always seems to be behind the ball. It's truly Dallas against everyone, and Luka Doncic is embodying that spirit, man. He is cussing folks out. He's talking smack. He's looking folks in their face and letting them know, you can't guard me. Luka is embodying the spirit of Dallas, and more importantly, that team is embodying the spirit of a champion. Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving have absolutely silenced their critics, and they've started to turn their biggest haters into some of their biggest fans. And that, my friends, is the true mark of greatness.
Look, all I'm saying is there's a bunch of people in the national media, in our local media, in the DFW, that owes a ton of folks in the Mavericks organization a huge apology. Mark Cuban deserves an apology. Jason Kidd deserves an apology. Derek Lively deserves an apology. Kyrie and Luka clearly deserve an apology. People criticized Mark Cuban for not being able to put together a winner. He went and hired Nico Harrison and let Nico work. Luka and Kyrie, I think they've passed their test together with flying colors so far. Derek Lively, people didn't like that draft pick for some reason, but he's proven to be one of the most important guys on this entire team during this run. And Jason Kidd, well, we already know how people felt about Jason Kidd. People were calling for that man's job, but lo and behold, he's now the first person ever to not only win an NBA championship for a team, but also go back to the NBA Finals with that team as the head coach.
Mav fans for life, all day, every day.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy, shut up. Hey! I'm still them boys.